What is the most boring hobby a person can have? Reading obituaries in order to cross out the names in the phone book. Involuntary collections. My grandmother had a bunch of white porcelain cats when I grew up. Later I found out the only reason she had them was because people kept giving them to her thinking she collected them. She just didn't want to be rude. Sometimes I stare at my guinea pig and attempt to predict when she will yawn. Audiences are profoundly bored by this. My dad likes to sit in the garage for hours on end in a lawn chair. Drink beer and watch traffic go by. Boring as shit, but he's zen as fuck. Having a hobby that you might think you like but you're only doing it to impress someone. I see you, Colin Robinson. What is a popular food that you think sucks? Burgers that are like a foot high and overflowing with buns way too small. Impossible to eat like a normal burger unless I learn to unhinge my jaw, and is just a messy, annoying experience. Might as well just order a bowl of meat and bread. Overflowing milkshakes in mason jars with lots of extras. Too sweet and messy to drink. Bougie tacos. I don't want a $10 taco. It's no better than legitimately well-cooked meat with the usual extra types of topping. Give me a decent steak or al pastor street taco. The elevated hamburgers trend where it's piled high with bullshit, served on a plank and costs $27. Listen, I like bacon, but I think it's overrated at times. IDK if I would call this food popular but I've seen it enough. Bacon wrapped scallops. I'm sorry, but bacon is so overpowering that when added to most dishes, it's front and center in taste. When wrapped around a scallop, I taste nothing but bacon. Seafood should be appreciated as they are. Why am I paying seafood prices at a restaurant to taste only bacon? Adding bacon to everything is annoying. Energy drinks. Which villain was 100% in the right to become a villain? Megamind. Dr. Victor Fries. Mr. Freeze. Snow is beautiful, don't you think? Clean. Uncompromising. Batman. And cold. Mr. Freeze. Like the swift hand of vengeance. Batman. I saw what happened to your wife. I'm sorry. Mr. Freeze. I am beyond emotions. They've been frozen dead in me. Batman. That suit you wear. A result of the coolant? Mr. Freeze. Very good. A detective to the last. I can no longer survive out of a sub-zero environment. Tonight I mean to pay back the man who ruined my life. Our lives. Batman. Even if you have to kill everyone in the building to it? Mr. Freeze. Think of it. Batman. To never again walk upon a summer's day with a hot wind in your face. And a warm hand to hold. Oh, yes. I'd kill for that. Batman. The Animated Series Season 1 Heart of Ice. From Tom and Jerry. Tom. There is a rodent in the house, thus that is his responsibility. Dr. Doof. Bro had such a shit life and even worse parents. He's a kind guy and wants his daughter to have a good life. He's unironically an inspiration. Frankenstein's monster. If I cannot inspire love, I will cause fear. Shere Khan from the Jungle Book. Yes. He's ferocious and scary. But he's a tiger. What else is he supposed to do to eat? Sure. He's up as a villain in the story because he hates Mowgli. But he legitimately dislikes humans in the jungle because they bring guns, fire, and destruction. If Shere Khan was successful in keeping humans out of the jungle, it would be far better for all the animals involved. This is specifically about the original Disney animated movie, but mostly true in the other incarnations, including the original stories by Rudyard Kipling. What conspiracy is just straight up false? JFK shot first. Bermuda Triangle. The second ships got GPS. The whole Bermuda Triangle mystery just ceased to exist. Oof. Any theory that completely ignores the concept of human error. For example, flat Earth can be debunked a million different ways, but the thought that NASA is lying about the Earth being flat to make money? Like all those thousands of employees are keeping this secret? Have you ever tried to get even one person to keep a secret? Flat Earth. I am honestly starting to believe that the whole Santa Claus brings us presents thing is pretty suspicious. The BS about Avril Lavigne being dead and having been replaced by a clone. The guy who posted the original story literally came forward to say that it was 100% false, and he only posted it to prove a point about how gullible people were when it came to things written on the internet. If historical figures actually did roll in their graves, which grave would generate the most power if hooked up to a generator? You have to pay to see Karl Marx's grave, so I'd go with them. TBH George Washington would probably be spinning constantly considering the US political system does exactly what he said not to do. Alexander Hamilton when he finds out people are reading fanfic of him getting ass blasted by the other founding fathers. Nikola Tesla. IIRC. The man who invented birth control was a devout Catholic who originally was trying to create a medicine to help women suffering from pain and sickness during their periods. Upon his death, he deeply regretted that his life's work became one of the most widely used forms of contraception. George Washington or MLK Jr. Subscribe, my brothers.